And welcome to the July 14th Select Board meeting. Actually, today's Bastille Day in France.
Oh.
Yes, but here we're, Larry and I will be handling the agenda that Pam prepared for us. And we don't have any appointments, but we have a number of items to consider. And the first one is we're going to, just a reminder about, it says review special town meeting warrant articles, but we've already done that. And this is just a good reminder that we'll need your presence next Tuesday, the 21st at 6:30 here in Town Hall to vote on certain articles involving school funding, both for Mohawk Trail and for Franklin Tech. Is there anything else on there?
Yeah, we have a couple. We have 4 articles. So Mohawk Trail and Tech. These are the 2 school articles that we had voted. Voters had voted against at annual town meeting. But now that everyone has voted, we are obliged to pay that assessment. So we do need to officially vote for those 2 articles.
And we can afford it because we have an override passed.
We did have an override. And then there's an article for the wastewater treatment facility budget. It's a little bit of housekeeping for a sum of money that was presented on the spreadsheet but was not included in the total. So we have to adjust for that. And we have fixed that spreadsheet. And then we have a pilot tax authorization for a pilot tax agreement, which is for the select board and board of assessors voters to give that approval to enter into a potential pilot agreement with Great River Hydro and our other hydro company, which may or may not happen, but we want to make sure that the permission is out there so if they decide to go that route. And that will be it. So it's not a huge hard warrant, but a few articles on.
Okay, thank you. And so we move on to, we have some FY 2026 end-of-year line-to-line transfers. And we're going to let you handle that.
Okay. So as the year closes out, any line items that were in the negative, we need to vote to take money from a line item that may have had extra to pay for a line item that may have gone into the red. So it really, there's not too many here, but there are a few. The first one is for hauling charges for solid waste. We went over $4,700 in that line item, so we are asking to take $4,700 from the property insurance line, which did have an extra, had a balance still of $11,125, and we're going to take, the $4,700 from that line item and put it into solid waste general expense, bring that current, so it's out of the negative.
Should we approve each one separately?
You can, or you can wait and, presuming you don't have any questions about each individually, you can wait and do them all as one,
Okay, we'll do it that way.
That's fine. You can just say, we would approve all of the line item transfers as presented.
Is that okay with you, Larry?
That's okay with me. I read them all and I approve them.
All right, so just to let you know, Finance Committee has also reviewed all of these and has already voted to approve all of them as well at their meeting last week. The next one was for $2,486.89. That is for an overage for the solid waste employees this year. Staffing levels exceeded what was budgeted a bit. We've rectified that for FY 27 with increasing the hours to accommodate for the time that Medi spends maintaining the equipment on the days he's not working, going in there earlier if it snows and he's handling snow removal, etc. So we're asking to take that as well from the office assistant salary line, which had an excess of $5,179.69, and transferring the $2,486.89 to solid waste salaries. The next one was for the library. They were over $2,975 in the assistant staffing line item, the salary. And they're asking, the trustees asked that we use their state aid for libraries to fund that. And there were some changes in hours, there was some changes in personnel that happened.
Right.
Again, I feel that we've rectified this for next year. Then we have $4,900 This is, again, an overage for the landfill maintenance and testing for additional PFAS testing.
Mhm.
We're asking to take that from the reserve fund. The reserve fund had a balance of $13,843.75. We're asking to transfer the $4,955 from there to the landfill maintenance and testing line item.
Is that one still a chance that we're gonna get hit with something else further?
So this coming fiscal year, yes. In my town administrator's report, I'm gonna give you a very quick update on where
Okay.
things stand
Okay.
with that, but yes, that, the testing hasn't, this was for the testing of the closed landfill.
Yeah,
The next level of testing is going to be on private wells in the area, so we will be seeing
yeah,
more.
yeah. I
more
thought I
testing
heard
than
that, that's what I was, yeah,
Yeah, and we did ask to appropriate more in that line item for this fiscal year as well.
okay,
And
yeah.
for people at home that might not know what PFAS is, could you explain it?
I wish I could tell you what the whole abbreviation, polyfluoral something. It's a substance that is,
From plastics?
well, it's from a lot of things, and
Mm.
it's sort of a collective of things. And it is something that is not unknown to closed landfills. It can be from, Teflon pans, it could be from, industrial products that may have been tossed out back in the day when everyone just threw everything away.
Right.
It's not, it's in firefighting foam, it's in a lot of different things, and it's something that the state DEP has required testing of at this point. And if it exceeds, the levels exceed the parameters set by DEP, then you have to move forward with additional testing.
Okay.
It's polyfluoroalkyl substances.
Alkyl substances, thank you. Got the
Thank you.
polyfluoral right.
You did, I'm impressed.
That's why we keep Mary there.
Mary is she's our fact checker. in real time.
Thanks, Mary.
Thanks, Mary. And it's not just one, it's like
Yeah.
she said, it's like a group of
Yeah.
Right.
substances. The next line item was $3,130.06. That was what we were over in snow and ice salaries for this past winter. That was just salaries from our winter highway crew. We had an exceptionally snowy winter. Surprisingly, we didn't go over in our general budget for snow and ice, just the salaries. So we're asking to take that as well from the office assistant salary line, that had a balance of $9,109.75.
Mhm.
Is that it? Or no, I have one more. This one, actually, you may recall Kara had we had this one to talk about the last time we did line transfers. This was for her tax title account. She said, wait a minute, because she knew that she was getting one more bill, so you didn't actually vote on this one. Her bill came in, so the total she was over for tax title was $1,687.50.
Mhm.
She's asking that be taken from the general expense line item for the treasurer collector, which had a balance of $4,735.42. And this is something that in the future, we may want to look at funding tax title a little differently, because we tend to always be over for that line item. So hopefully next year we can talk about trying to make that a little more well-funded.
Okay, so we need to make a motion. Trying to think of the best way to word this.
Probably to approve the year line-to-line transfers as presented.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Okay, I had it as follows, but there's a lot to repeat.
Yeah.
So, okay, I make a motion to approve the fiscal year 2026 end of line to line transfers as presented.
I second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, it passes. Okay, we're gonna discuss some transfer station hour changes.
Yes. So kind of getting back to what we were talking about a minute ago with staffing. So currently, the transfer station is open Tuesdays and Saturdays from 7 until 3. Medi has come in to talk to me a couple times now about the fact that people are coming in right at 3, which prevents he and Chris from actually being able to shut everything down and leave the transfer station at 3, which is what they're budgeted to work for. We don't have extra time
Okay.
beyond that really budgeted in. If they're not getting out of there till 3:30, quarter of, that's kind of a problem.
This
So his thought, and this is actually something other transfer stations in the area have adopted, I've seen this recently, is just putting a sign up that the last car really should come in no later than quarter of, just so that.
On both days?
Yes, just so that gives them time to get everybody
Well,
through and out the gates so that they can shut
And
down
then
the compactors.
they spend a good time
lock the
shutting
door.
down and
Yeah,
making the
it's
place
a
clean.
process.
They do a
It's
very good job,
process.
yeah. Yeah.
So that was his thinking. I said I would certainly bring it before
Mm-hmm.
the select board, ask if you had any other ideas, if you feel that that's a logical idea. If you feel that that is something we wanna try to do, my thinking would be to put together some sort of a flyer and hand it out so people have some notice that this is something to be mindful of going forward.
So
We wanna potentially do a code red, alert, we can put it on our website, we can certainly change the signage up at the transfer station as well.
That's 2:45 last car,
Right.
okay.
But, and if that doesn't work, then make it half an hour,
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, we get it, that people,
Sure.
there's people who work, and it's hard sometimes to get to the
Mhm.
transfer station, you get busy doing other stuff on a Saturday, and suddenly it's, oh my gosh, it's quarter of, I gotta get to the dump, like, I think
Right.
everyone's probably been in that position. But it does make it difficult if, you got 5 people that all decide that they're gonna push to
Right.
get there at 3, and then he's, by the time everyone gets through, we're now 3:30, quarter of 4,
Yeah.
Right.
that's just
And
been
it's
a
not a
hard-
salary
So it'll just be
position.
kind of a retraining, I guess,
Okay.
of people, just to try to be mindful of
So what would be the hours for Tuesday?
7 to 2:45.
7 AM
Mm-hmm.
to 2:45, okay. And on Saturday?
Same time.
So we could do 7:15 to 3.
Or you could do that.
Okay, all right, so, anything you wanted to add?
No, I
Okay,
think that's a good idea.
okay. I make a motion to approve the new hours for the transfer station as follows. Tuesday, 7 AM to 2:45 PM, and Saturday, 7 AM to 2:45 PM.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It passes unanimously. Okay. Now we're gonna talk about early voting hours, but, Alicia's been planning way ahead here on
She
this.
is. She is definitely way ahead, but that's okay. Get
Yeah.
it taken care of. So I did put in your folders, the email that
Mhm.
Alicia had sent. Basically, this is for early voting in September and November. She's interested in reducing the number of hours that in-person early voting is available during the state elections.
Mhm.
As a small town, she's not gonna get a lot of foot traffic.
No.
So it's really,
Exactly.
the hours that the state sort of puts out there really are kind of a burden for the smaller towns. So she's hoping to minimize those weekday hours, and I guess you're allowed to do that as long as you're open at least 25%, for in-person early voting.
She wants to change
And then,
Saturdays too, or just the weekday hours?
both, I think it's both weekend
Okay.
and, she has her 2 Saturdays listed as well on this
Yeah.
email. So I don't know if you want to,
These are the new hours she wants,
these are for in-person early voting.
in person, early voting.
So you've got your primary and you got your general elections.
Mhm.
She's listed for her state primary, which is September 1st, having an early voting period of August 22nd through August 28th. And then she's listed here the hours you like. I don't know, Joan, if you want to just read them
Sure,
both and
sure.
then go from there.
Okay, all right, I make a motion to approve in-person early voting hours for the state primary election, which is September 1st. And the early voting hours are Saturday, August 22nd, 9 to 11 AM, and 1 to 3 PM. Monday, August 24th, 7:30 AM to 11 AM, right?
Mhm.
Okay. I was
Yeah,
wondering if
I don't
you
think
were-
any of them are PM.
Okay.
Like late.
Tuesday, August 25th, 2 to 6 PM. Thursday, August 27th, 9 AM to noon. And for the state general election, which is November 3rd, in-person early voting would be Saturday, October 17th, 9 AM to 1 PM. Monday, October 19th, 7:30 to 11 a.m. Tuesday, October 20th, 2 to 6 p.m. Thursday, October 22nd, 9 a.m. to noon. Saturday, October 24th, 9 to 11 a.m. and 1 to 3 p.m. Monday, October 26th, 7:30 to 11 a.m. Tuesday, October 27th, 2 to 6 p.m. and Thursday, October 29th, 9 a.m. to noon. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And where will people be able to get this information?
I'm sure she's gonna have it posted, and she will probably also put it in Town
Yeah.
News, put
Right.
it on the website, probably do a code red reminder for everyone.
I filled in and did that a couple of years, and I spent some long, lonely hours sitting there waiting, and
She
it
does-
was hard.
She does typically put her signboard out
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
sidewalk as well,
Yeah.
when she's doing voting.
I don't think we have enough voters that we need to have that many hours. That's true.
Yeah, so it can be a lot of hours.
It is a lot, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Many opportunities for people to get here.
okay, we don't have any appointments. We have documents to sign, minutes and warrants. So I make a motion to accept the minutes of the June 23rd Select Board meeting.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Mary. Aye, too. Thank you, Mary.
Thank
And I make a motion to accept the following warrants. Okay, here we go. W 26 to 27, and WP 26 to 27, W 27 to 01, W 27 to 02, WP 27 to 02, and W 26 to 28.
And just to add a little context, because
Yeah.
I know this is your first.
Yes, it is.
So the W just stands for your regular vendor warrant.
Okay.
WP is your payroll warrant.
Ah.
Because we had some split between the fiscal years ending and the new one beginning, this is why there's so many this time.
Oh.
Because we've got some 27s, we got some 26s.
I was gonna ask you that to myself.
Yeah,
Mr. Jones.
there may potentially be one more where there could be a 26 warrant
Yeah.
still, but then that will be it. Then we'll be shifting all 27, so you'll just see a W for
Okay.
warrant
Right.
27, and they go consecutive as
Okay,
we
so
go
the,
through.
okay,
And WP is your payroll warrant.
right, okay.
And I know she sends them to you in advance, so you
Yes,
can
we-
just
yes, she
see them
does.
all.
She does.
But just to kind of,
So did you second it?
I did second
Okay,
that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that passes. Permits, licenses, and contracts. Okay, we have, we have here. Entertainment,
yeah, you've got your street use permit for your Wake Robin Morris and Jugular Meadow Morris Men.
right,
There's two there because they're doing it on, at two different locations.
right, they're, right, they're doing it at, in front of McCusker's and at, the Charlie Museum.
Although reading the application, which I'm just now noticing,
Yeah,
the second one says Sunday, October 12th, and the first one says Sunday, October 11th. So what's the actual dates?
We'll let Mrs. Wizard look it up right now.
That's right. Mary with her phone.
She just she just knows.
Sunday is the 11th,
Okay. so
Monday
I'm
is the 12th.
So I'm assuming Sunday.
Oh,
is
wait
the
a
date
minute,
they're
this
looking
is,
for.
wait a minute, this is for October, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was right, Sunday's the 11th.
Okay, so the second one they put in, they must have made a mistake, and it should be
okay,
The
the
11th.
11th, unless they're trying to say I don't know, we can confirm that with David, but I'm assuming he put up top October 11th for both of them. He just did a separate one for the Jugular Meadow
right,
and the Wake Robin, which I think is his intention, so I think it's a 12th is a typo.
yeah, I think so.
Oh, mine say the 11th.
Well, it says 11th, but then if you read on the second paragraph, it says the 12th.
If you look under Jugular Meadow Morris Meadow Parade use, if you look under description of activity, it says October 12th instead of
Oh, okay, down here.
Okay.
I was looking
I'll
at that.
confirm with him, but I'm
Yeah.
assuming that was a typo.
Yeah,
But the date of event, we've got.
Yeah,
Because
the
of-
date of event is the Buckland Road.
on the permit, it says 11, both pages. Doesn't it?
Except under description of activity, it says the 12. But his letter says, oh wait. His letter
Yeah, right,
also is
yeah.
wrong too. It says Sunday, October 11th in the first
Okay, that's a
paragraph.
typo.
The second
Yeah, it
paragraph,
does.
It says the 12th. So I will, because I do know in the past they have done the Wilder sampler. Is
Yeah.
that on Sunday, Mary? Do you know?
Yeah, they have, and I don't know if they're doing that this year or not.
Okay.
I would assume they are.
He may have
And
used,
that's usually that weekend.
he may have even used the same letter as last year.
Oh, it was
It's just
last
missed
year.
changing
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of the dates, I'm assuming, potentially. So I will.
Well, it says here, all teams will gather at the Charlie Museum and then move on to the Wilder Farm sampler. This is confusing.
Oh,
Do
okay.
you wanna, I mean, they have time.
Yeah, they
Do-
have time. I can reach out and we can, I'll put it on your next agenda.
Yeah.
Once we have clarification.
So you're not
about
gonna
that.
vote on this?
No, we're
then?
not gonna vote on
Okay.
it.
I'll
Okay.
reach out to him and figure that
Yeah,
out.
there's,
Sorry, I didn't notice that before.
no, but it is confusing.
Yeah, especially when they move to the Wilder Homestead and all activities will take place in sidewalks and there's none there. That'll be difficult.
We'll double check.
It's probably just a,
Yep.
so that's on hold.
Okay, so now we have, we'll take up a solicitor's license for Alex McGibbon from Revise Inc. What's that all about?
Yep, that is, so Revise, they did this last year in town as well. They're a company that works with Mass Save on providing information about the program and offering no-cost home energy assessments. They're basically dropping off flyers with households. And he actually lives in town.
Yeah.
But he is hoping to do this work in Buckland, starting, well, as soon as, if, you know, Greg, Chief Bardwell has signed off.
He lives across the river.
Yeah.
He does, he lives in Shelburne.
Yeah, on the Mechanic Street side. Yeah, I know Alex.
He's already been driving around. He's been driving around.
Plotting.
Yeah, well, he just talking and,
Yeah.
he's just, I think, just trying to get used to
Oh,
the area and
interesting,
things, so.
Yeah.
He's a good,
So,
nice young man.
I know the supervisor reached out to me last week just to see when it was gonna be voted on. I explained to her that it would be tonight, so, any concerns, but he did, basically, once you vote, I will provide him a copy of this with the sign off, and
So how does it work in our town with solicitors? I mean, I've had people knock on my door, you know.
they're supposed to apply using this license and can pay the fee and
And they usually have a if you wanna check, they should have a tag. I'm pretty sure that,
they should have basically paperwork.
yeah, that's from us. That's, I thought in the
Towns
tag was on, I don't
voted
remember.
Voted this in.
Yes.
So the only other people who typically from the town of Buckland that go around are the assessors. And actually, interestingly enough, that process has started for this year. It's pretty much every summer they start doing cyclical inspections. We are working with a new company this year called Sedair. They also have badges, they have information, letters were mailed out to the people in town who would be getting a visit so that appointments could be made. There's a phone number to contact. They gave us all of their vehicle information, so Shelburne Patrol and Shelburne Police both have the information for these vehicles. So if anyone ever questions anyone coming onto their property, my recommendation would be you can call the non-emergency number for Shelburne Patrol at 625-8200 and just ask, do you know of anyone who has permission to be out and about in Buckland visiting properties? That's, I mean, typically what we do is we notify, like, once this gets signed off on tonight, I will also let Shelburne Patrol know that Alex is going to be in
They were
Buckland.
walking around, student painters were walking around hanging things on people's doorknobs.
So technically, they should also
Last
be
week,
in
yeah,
Buckland.
I was just thinking maybe next time I see him, I'll tell him that, but,
Yeah. Different towns may do it
They-
differently,
yeah.
but Buckland, we do request that anyone who plans to solicit
Yeah.
should come. I know last summer we had a younger person out selling books. I don't know if you remember that, like educational books. And he went through the process and
Oh,
provided the
yeah, I remember
application
now,
and allowed
yeah,
us to
yeah.
sort of do a, check into him to make sure everything was legit. So,
There was a woman who came to our house last year who was trying to get people to sign up to, for those big wide solar arrays and getting, but she didn't come before us. I think if someone solicits, you should ask them, have you been approved by the town? Did you get a permit from the town?
Yep.
Yeah. She didn't win me over though.
well, Alex has applied.
Yes, well, that's good, that's good.
And it looks like he's only doing it for a month, so. starting,
Okay,
you know.
okay, so, I'll make a motion to approve a solicitor's license for Alex McGibbon of Rise Inc.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We passed that one. Okay. Next is, the MVP 2.0 contract with planning vendor Dodson and Flinkham. What a great name, Flinkham.
So, I think you've all sort of been part of this process as we've been moving forward with our MVP 2.0 grant that we received. We sent out a request for proposals back on May 1st for our planning vendor, which is part of the requirements of the grant, is that we hire a planning vendor to assist the group. We heard back from 4 different vendors, after we evaluated their proposals, checked references. Allison Cornish and I, chose Dodson and Flinker as the best candidate for this project. They'll be working with the core team towards a seed project that will help make Buckland safer, stronger, and more connected, and better able to handle the impacts of climate change. Hopefully, this is all gonna be the outcome from this project. Additionally, I've shared with all of you in your folders, and this information is on our website. There are 5 community liaison positions within the core team. And we're seeking applications from Buckland residents interested in serving in this role. They're entitled to a stipend of $1,800 that will be paid out quarterly for their time serving on in this capacity. And anyone interested can find the application on our website or stop in to see me in the town hall, and I can give a paper application if they can't get on our website for whatever reason. And the deadline to apply is August 14th. This project is moving very quickly, which is something we were made aware of when we first received the grant back in February. It's a 2-year grant cycle, and you have certain benchmarks to meet, and again, it's moving very quickly. At this point, the group has assembled the municipal core team, consisting of people who are either on board or committee or, sort of we have our emergency management director, Allison, we have a member of the planning board, a member of the board of health, and our moderator is also on the committee for the municipal core team. And now they need to find the 5 community liaisons, and then they're gonna work very closely with Dodson and Flinker on working towards the seed project. So there's gonna be a lot of forums, tabletop exercises. They're gonna probably have some good community outreach, and see where the project goes.
So what, practically, what does this do for the town?
Well, just what I had said, hoping that it's gonna give us a better handle on our next climate emergency, perhaps. I mean, just to give an example, some of our neighboring towns have been working through their MVP 2.0, and they have chosen focusing on communication and community building, so that when, like this is Coleraine and Charlemont I'm referring to, so they had a pretty major ice storm a couple years ago, and they found that it was really hard to get in touch with people out in the outskirts or even within the village, like people not knowing their neighbors. And that's just one example. I mean, some towns, like the group that assembles, may find a different priority that's related to climate change and vulnerabilities within our town. So that's really what they're gonna do, is figure out what is a priority for Buckland. How can we creatively make ourselves better prepared for that in the future, which is what the state wants us to focus on. It's sort of like a fact-finding mission and then working through a project.
Mhm. Well, it wasn't that long ago, we had that huge storm that raised the water levels of the Irene, yeah.
Yep. So
That had a big impact.
we know we're definitely vulnerable, so now it's just figuring out, you know, what's the most important thing that we wanna move towards with this project,
Mhm.
so,
All right,
yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what they come up with, so.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be meetings and.
Yes, there's gonna be plenty of information out there,
Okay.
and, you know, we're hoping to engage with a lot of our citizens.
Good. Okay, so,
That's in your folder to sign off on.
mhm. So I make a motion to approve the MVP 2.0 contract with the planning vendor Dodson and Flinker.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and so it passes. Okay, items not reasonably anticipated by the chair 48 hours in advance of meeting, I don't have anything. Select board member concerns?
Yeah, I have a slight concern anyways, and it involves the idea, because Gina had to go through the signs, and I've been talking, Cindy mentioned to me and some other people that they're putting signs on the.
Actually have
Oh,
one
you,
on my
you,
town administrator's
okay,
report,
good. Well,
too.
I was hoping that we
Yeah.
just remind the town
Absolutely.
that they just can't hang signs and things like that.
Right,
that
yeah,
we-
I've got that on
Oh,
my.
good, well, good,
Boy,
then,
we
thank
are
you.
just,
Oh, well,
it's funny you should say that, I do have, so certainly.
well, certain, yeah, it was something that came up, and also, I was gonna ask a question too. We have, the top of the hill, where it bounces out from my
On Elm?
house and on Elm.
Fairway?
There used to be a 25-mile-an-hour sign at the very top of the hill, and a 25-mile-an-hour sign when they came down. Well, that one's been hidden, falling in. This one, I don't know where it is. Can we replace them?
Yeah, we can.
There was two, people coming up the hill could see, because there's a lot of children up there, and no one means to go fast, but sometimes in these country roads and,
So another thing, you may remember, we were ordering the, speed signs.
yeah.
They have come in.
Yeah. I don't know if it's necessary
We
there,
have a
but,
temporary one though.
Oh, we do.
So maybe if it's sometimes if it just needs a little nudge reminder for
yeah.
people.
Well,
to
maybe that, if we
see.
can get signs put up and just that there for a little.
Just as a reminder.
Just as a reminder,
Um,
yeah,
so-
yeah. It's just, it's like anything else, it's,
So did you say one is there, it's just.
there's
sort of
one that's there, it's
fallen?
kind of fallen down. I tried to put it up once before and it came down again, and,
Okay.
yeah.
So you're gonna tell us more when it's your report,
About
the flashing lights?
flashing lights. I actually didn't have that on my list, but I can.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm all done, so
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, well, it's not concerns, is that I wanna commend the organizers of the Shelburne Falls Porch Fest. I thought it was a successful event. It really, well, it of course had great weather. If it rained, there might be different circumstances, but I know that the businesses really did well. When I walked by Hot Fire, the guy said they ran out of food, you
Yeah.
know, and
You couldn't get around town, it was like, whoa.
yeah, it was great, and
Yeah.
it was really well done. They really packed the, they had like 750 acts, more than 750 acts, but they had 45 venues, so it was really nice. And the other one is that I'm attending because I'm on the I represent the town on the Franklin Regional Council of Governments. We have a very short meeting, and so they're enticing us to go to the pilot, the listening session for the state pilot program afterwards. Is there anyone else coming from the town, or am I it?
I have to check with the assessors. to see.
Okay. This is just for the state-owned land.
Mhm.
And the last throw out, I just remembered too, we should, the youth baseball had their
Oh,
cornhole tournament. I guess everybody said it was a fun time. It was really a good time down there. So just shout out to them. They did a good job, so.
good.
Nice.
Good.
Great.
Okay, that's it for me. So it's town administrator's report.
Administrator report. Okay, just briefly to go back to the transfer station, another concern Betty has had is there have been some instances of illegal dumping outside of the gates.
No.
So I've asked Jake about installing a camera up there because we have done that at the rec, for example. It's not
Yeah.
that expensive, just to sort of monitor that area. It is illegal.
And that's my
obviously.
fear when as soon as we change the hours, someone's gonna forget and they're just gonna throw it there,
They
so.
filled their car with their stinky
Yep.
trash,
Yep.
and now they don't wanna bring it home.
Good.
And, I
That's
mean,
very good. I-
Understand, it's frustrating.
I think
but
that's good.
It's also frustrating for many to then have to pick up a bag of
Exactly.
trash that's been torn apart by
If the
animals.
Bears haven't got to it over the weekend, yes, and
Because,
yes,
I mean, Medis and Chris are doing their
They are.
job.
Yep.
And picking up garbage outside the gate is really not their job. So anyway, that's the thought there.
super.
Unless you have other ideas or.
I think that's a great
I
idea,
think,
especially
smile,
since
you're
we're,
on camera.
yeah, especially since we're changing the hours of delivery, that 15 minutes, someone's frustrated, they're gonna do it and see if we can, yeah.
So, and we're gonna try to like onboard this a little gradually, give
Sure.
people plenty of notice,
Yep.
that the hours are changing, you know, and
Mhm.
it's just in consideration,
Just to
really.
take
Yeah,
it, right,
It's
right.
courtesy.
Yeah. Okay, so Iron Bridge.
Yes, I saw that.
Where did I put my notes on it? Here it is.
You mean the rusted iron bridge?
Yeah, so I've been emailing back and forth a bit with DOT District One, the bridge engineer there, because I know people in town have been very curious about the walkway, and they sort of feel that the towns are not doing anything about it. First of all, the towns don't own the
Don't
bridge.
the bridge, yeah.
We really, that's not our, fortunately, we can email, we can call, we can ask questions, but we do not have a direct role in forcing them to.
Notice they chained, they
Yes, so
chained.
that was after I pointed out to them more than once that
People
people
go-
are going around the barriers.
yeah.
And as we all saw a few months ago, when they sent the photo
Yep,
of the rusted out underside, they really don't think it's a safe plan for people to be walking. So I was just gonna read the email, just so that anyone watching can hear
Sure.
sort of what the latest update is, and this email is from June 25th. This is from Mark DeVilder, the Mass DOT District 1 Bridge Engineer. He said, "Let me start by clearing up some inconsistencies. In September of 2021, after being notified by our consultant inspection team that one sidewalk stringer had essentially no capacity, I directed the sidewalk on the south side to be closed. MassDOT engaged a design consultant to design some repairs. These repairs were designed based on the September of 2020 inspection report. These plans indicated that 6 sidewalk stringers should be replaced and 28 sidewalk cantilever brackets should be repaired. The September of 2023 report indicates that repairs are underway, and the September of 2024 report indicates that the sidewalk is reopened and repairs were done. I believe repairs were completed in the fall of 2023, not 2025, as I had indicated, because I felt like there was a very brief moment when it was it closed, it opened, and then it was closed, like almost weeks later in my memory. But in 2024, the report indicated that an additional 48 sidewalk stringers were replaced due to additional deterioration since the 2020 inspection. This indicates that the deterioration on the sidewalk stringers accelerated rapidly. This additional work put a huge strain on my district-wide repair budget. Not all locations that had deterioration were repaired or replaced. We made decisions based on the extent of the deterioration and the structural capacity of the member. In 2025, I was made aware of the condition of one sidewalk stringer on the south side. Our consultant indicated that it was bowed and essentially had no capacity remaining. We engaged a design consultant to develop plans to replace this stringer. These plans are approved and with our construction office. This project is in a queue with other district bridge repair work, and we are hopeful that we can get to it this year. The bridge is 136 years old. It last had a major preservation project in 1995, which was 31 years ago, and is in need of another one due to continued deterioration. A load rating report is currently under review, which may result in a reduced weight limit. In addition, further deterioration may in the future result in reduced weight limits. I will be working to get a major preservation project initiated for this bridge. So,
Good news.
it's not just closed for no reason. It definitely has some problems.
Yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't noticed when they were doing all that work there and it done, all the stringers,
The way he
yeah.
speaks, it's almost like, even in that year, there was like a lot of a deterioration
Yeah,
that must have
they
happened.
did a lot more to the bridge than they thought, yes.
So I just sort of want to reiterate that there is a concern, there is a reason the sidewalk is closed. People shouldn't be just bypassing the signs, climbing over, climbing under, whatever they're doing. It truly is not
Safety,
safe.
safety,
know,
yeah.
This is what it's.
Yeah, we have two, I don't know how fast they're gonna fix it, but when the Bridge of Flowers race, I think you should put yellow police tape across there, because people are just gonna go right over the railing. That's what they did during the Moonlight Magic, and all, hang out there watching the race, you know? And,
Yeah.
and for if they
Yeah.
don't get it by time Thanksgiving, then they need to put like yellow police tape up there and signs.
Yeah, so I just think people need to be aware that
Yeah.
it's not just a whim, that
Right.
it's closed
No,
for
it's not,
for a
yeah.
reason.
But what about the other side?
Yeah, I mean, other than rowing your boat under the bridge and looking at it, I'm not sure, no. So anyway, I just wanted folks to know that it's not that we're not doing anything, or we're not actively.
And it's not ours to do.
It's
We
just not our
can't.
bridge, it's not,
Yeah,
so.
Yeah,
We'll hope that they do manage to get it into the queue
Yeah.
and they find the funding
definitely.
and I have certainly reiterated on multiple occasions that this bridge is very important to our downtown, that our residents rely on it, and I'm thankful that at least one side is open.
Yeah.
Because, can you imagine if it wasn't? So, anyway, that's my update on the Iron
Okay.
Bridge. Getting to your signs.
Not my signs, our
Our
signs.
signs. So Pat Schmidt, you may remember, she had asked permission to put that sandwich style board out on the sidewalk, which is out there now, to advertise the summer day. She came in yesterday and asked if it would be possible to just switch the information out on that sign, because they have another event happening on July 26th, which is at the Weiler Homestead. I believe they're reading the Declaration of Independence, having an ice cream social. It's gonna be a whole thing. I told her I would bring it up tonight. I didn't necessarily think that would be an issue, since you had approved the sign, and it's just a matter of another, this is 26th, so a couple more weeks. that the sign
That's just
will
on
be
the
out.
sandwich board.
On the sandwich board.
Mhm.
But that does bring up a topic regarding signage that's placed in front of town hall or on any town property. We do have our zoning bylaws, which talk about size and so forth, but we don't really have any select board, guidelines or policies in place when it comes to signs out front. So currently, there are 2 signs stuck in the potted plants on either side of the flag out front. Cindy up at the rec has been dealing with quite a number of signs being just placed in the front yard. She's had a sheet spray painted with tag sale.
Tag sale, yes,
She's
that's
had,
what I,
the student painter signs,
Yeah.
sometimes political signs make their way onto our, town property. And really, without a policy in place, it's sort of hard to, I think there's been sort of an unwritten policy with the rec, because it is, it's not really a spot to advertise.
Right.
I mean, it is town-owned, but I guess really what it boils down to is we really should at a future meeting take up a policy, like you should adopt an actual policy, because as much as we wanna support community initiatives, and especially initiatives for our own Buckland committees, once people start seeing signs placed, it kinda becomes a free-for-all.
right.
So whether the policy limits the type of sign, where it can be placed, Alicia has expressed some concerns with having so many signs out front that it kind of detracts when she wants to put a sign out for like an actual voting registration or something that's town hall related. I know I'd heard there were signs out there for the pie social. People were here thinking it was here because the signs are out front. Like, it does sort of create some confusion.
I think if we could actually, with a policy that says that, I guess it would be town clerk, that way that they have to go in and get permission to do it. And I think we need to invest in, probably have one, a stamper that simply says approved and the date, and stamp their
So, I mean,
signs.
for paperwork, we have a bulletin board that people can go to the town clerk with, you know, if they have an advertisement they wanna put up. We do have a bulletin board for that, and it does go through Alicia. For the signs, because now it's pretty easy to make those signs that are on the metal stakes.
Yeah,
So I feel like, you know, if you have a policy, if that type of sign is allowed, where would they be allowed? Would you prefer more of like a smaller, you know, banner that could be hung on the front stairway that is sort of, I mean, it's more visible there to cars too.
but what type of sign? Because now, are we gonna get tag sales? Are we gonna get someone saying?
Well, you would have to decide,
Exactly.
who is it limited to? Is it
Exactly.
to nonprofits? Is it just
Yes.
to town entities? You know, I don't think you would probably open it up to just the general
No.
public to advertise, but like, that's something for you to
We
consider.
need to put
We
some
should
thought
bring,
into
we should
this.
bring this up next time if you put it on the agenda. It gives us a chance to think about it and.
So I have a question. So when you get to the end of State Street and there's like a little
Yeah.
triangle there, who says what goes there?
Well, that's another potential piece of, you know, town property, out at the end, that little traffic island. I'd
Yeah.
have to double check to see I know for a while we were maintaining it.
There's a
So,
visibility concern there.
yes, for sure,
Yeah.
so anyway, I just
Yeah,
sort
no,
of
we need
wanted
to come up with
it does,
something.
it
I,
just
I
opens a
think we
different
have to, and I
conversation.
agree with Alicia too, if you ride by and see all the signs, it kind of detracts from beauty.
And
but-
also the length of time a sign's
Yeah.
allowed to be up. I mean, if
that's
it's up for, you know, 2 weeks before and then it has to come down promptly, or, you know, some of the signs have been, they're up now and it's an event that's not until August,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's kinda like, I think people sort of become numb to it after a while. if they're
Right.
Of course you
driving
do.
by.
If everybody else is doing it, you can do it, yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, just some things to think about,
No, I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
And so, and it's also fair for people, you know.
right.
I'll have to look and see what some other towns say about, you know, what they do.
Yeah.
Do they have a, you know, I'll make myself a note on that.
Yeah, so, I'll put it on the.
Yeah, would you, I think, I would like to, would you, don't
We'll
like,
be back
yeah?
at the next
Well-
meeting.
Would like it on the agenda?
Oh, yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
And it would be nice for Clint to weigh in on it.
Mm-hmm.
Highway crew, just a little update, they're busy right now, they're doing roadside mowing, they're patching, they're working on culvert replacement on Bray Road, planning to move to other village areas like the sinkhole behind you. You know, they have a long list this summer and Anthony's really trying to get to everything, because there's a lot going on. And my last item is the Shelburne Falls Military Band is performing at the Pavilion at the Buckland Rec tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. Friends of the Buckland Rec will be selling refreshments, ice cream, popcorn, watermelon, drinks. It'll be a good time. So anyone who wants to come out and join, it should be a nice night. It's not gonna rain this year. We tried to do it last year and it rained. So hopefully this year it actually happens. So it's kind of a fun summer tradition, and to have it at the rec is kind of a cool thing. So
Mhm.
that's what I've got.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. A lot. Public comment, we don't have any public here today, so we will skip that one. We come down to announcements and upcoming meetings. Our next meeting, the select board, is July 28th at 5 p.m. But before that, next Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
July 21st, we have a special town meeting that we need you to come to so we can have a quorum at 6:30 p.m. here in Town Hall. Anything else? No? Okay. I make a motion to adjourn today's meeting. Do I hear a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And good evening to those watching at home. I hope to see you next Tuesday for a special town meeting. Thank you very much.